The women's club lacrosse team faced off against the Georgia Bulldogs last week. Let's take a look at the highlights. Selection Sunday proves to be unkind to the Virginia Tech men's basketball team. One Vic down, another Vic to go. Will the NFL crack down on the horseplay or let the money and the feds do the talking? Shedding the winter pants for spring shorts and bathing suits can be tough, but there's a new way for you to get motivated to hit the gym. It's out with the old and in with the new. The Virginia Tech Hokies football team is under new leadership, and it's not Sean Glennon. That's right, guys. The Virginia Tech women's basketball team didn't wear the usual orange and maroon warm-ups. You would have thought this was the world's strongest competition, but Blacksburg brought competitive weightlifting to another level.
It's 7:45 a.m. Saturday in War Memorial Gym. Lifters weighed in for the last time in the gym filled with competitors waiting to find out in which weight class they would compete. The intense concentration and focus began to build. All of their weight training would lead up to their one shot at the weightlifting crown.
You have to practice your lockouts, your pauses, and you do a lot of triceps work. You have to get our different muscles ready to make that compound lift. A lot of muscles come into that just one bench press.
Build Hokie Tough was Virginia Tech's motto for this competition because they were looking for the strongest competitor in Blacksburg.
To continue the search, the competition hosted 3 divisions, including the Men's Open, Men's Raw, and Ladies Open. Hokie fans gathered to cheer on their favorite competitors. Fan favorite Sue Ann Pack added her own flair to the competition. Sue Ann benched 185 pounds in the women's division. As much as that impressed the entire competition, so did something else about her.
My wife is 67 years old.
Pack is motivated by her husband and trainer Jack Pack. This is the 12th year he has trained her. Sue Ann holds both a national and world record in the single lift bench press.
Come on, Sue Ann.
Sue Ann bench presses to send a message to all females.
Hey, I want these women to go all the way. I don't like to see them sit back and not do anything. They're tough. Women are tougher than they think they are. They're stronger.
When the results were in, overall winners Lucas Heisman and Mary Elizabeth Newton both sharing the excitement.
To me, I compete for the fun of it, like the camaraderie and everybody, this whole experience is so fun.
Well, I was surprised because I was just coming in, this is my first meet I've ever done, and Megan was actually helping me out, and I don't know, it's really fun because it's something I've never done before. It's the first time I've tried, and I, succeeded.
Newton and Heisman both have shown they are built Hokie tough.
A new year and a new look for the Virginia Tech football team. Spring practice is a little different, and as I found out, the Hokies are making some drastic changes to their starting lineup.
For head coach Frank Beamer, it was the first time he could see the X's and O's come to life on the playing field as he prepares to build a new team. The squad was ready to hit the grass as it strapped up the pads and started drills. But from the way the team looked, there wasn't much to dust off as it jumped back into the swing of Hokie football.
I'd give them an A for their effort right now, but we have a long way to go before we're going to be a good football team. And when you have that many good young players stepping in, there's a lot of learning to do.
Tech has a lot to prove after last year's 11-3 performance, including the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship.
With the spring game only a few weeks away, the football team is working out the kinks to find out who will step up and replace the void of the winningest senior class in Virginia Tech's history.
The Hokies will have to replace 7 starters on defense and 5 on offense. On defense, familiar names like Xavier Debe, Vince Hall, and DJ Parker are gone. But Cam Chancellor will step into the top free safety spot to replace Parker as the leader in the secondary.
I mean, that was a big group that left, and a big talented group. A lot of leaders in that group. But, coming in this year, I'm trying to be a leader this year, also lead the younger guys in the right direction.
After an early exit by cornerback Brandon Flowers to the NFL, senior Victor Macho Harris will replace Flowers. Harris also will contribute on offense as a wide receiver.
When you're used to doing something for a long period of time and then, you take away from it, then you come back to it, the transition shouldn't be that tough. But, like I said, I did it before in high school. The transition ain't that bad. Can't wait to go out here and have fun.
Tailback Kenny Lewis Jr. could have a huge shot at the starting running back position due to the recent release of Brandon Orr.
Coaches, they came to me, they told me that I know the system, everybody knows I can run, but they want to see me make that extra guy miss. In college football, everybody can play, and a play's not always going to be perfect. So once I make that guy miss, the big run, big home run threat.
Beamer has his eyes on the special teams as the Hokies look to replace their place kicker, snappers, holder, and leading kick returner. But even with all the new pieces, the Hokies expect to have the same old results.
Speaking of football, 'tis the season for pro workouts, Alexis.
Exactly. The Hokies participated in the NFL Pro Day at the Rector Fieldhouse about a week ago. A lot of our players, such as Xavier Debe, Brandon Flowers, our top prospects, are going to have a great chance at the NFL this year. Where there are sports, there are Hokies, and they'll do whatever it takes to wear orange and maroon. But this time, Hokie fans can travel just 30 minutes to the Roanoke Civic Center to get their sports fix, which is sure to get their adrenaline rushing.
If you thought a touchdown was enough to get you screaming, there is plenty to cheer about as the Virginia Tech Ice Hockey Club team scores goals in Roanoke. The team is in hiding from Blacksburg, but it has finally found a place to call home at the Roanoke Civic Center. The Hokies started as a local men's adult league team. Now they are composed of 24 members competing in the Division II Atlantic Coast Collegiate Hockey League. It is one of the largest hockey divisions in the nation.
Our program's just been growing. Ever since I've been here, we came in my freshman year with 11 players in our class, and we've lost a few since then, but we've picked up 5 or 6 freshmen every year since then.
In his 6th season with the Hokies, head coach Michael Spradlin's goal is to win the ACCHL championship, but most importantly, he wants to teach his players the valuable life lessons from the game.
Everything we see as sports, it's a team, it's a family, and it's like a microcosm of life. Everything they do here happens on a greater scale out there. And if they take the small lessons that they learn about being part of a larger group and working towards one common goal, they take that from here, these guys are going to be really successful throughout their life.
Ryan Cole, in his 6th year with the team, knows all about the long journey towards becoming a competitive team in the Ice Hockey League.
Well, when I first came to school, our dues were like $50, and it was sort of just like a pick-up adult league. But over the past 6 years, team's grown a lot. I can honestly say that after this year, I'm going to miss these guys a lot.
While Cole may miss the good times with his teammates, he definitely won't miss the hard times, as in the hard hits. The Virginia Tech Ice Hockey Club team may not have the crowds of a football game at Lane Stadium, but trust me, you haven't seen contact like this. Hit after hit keeps the crowds roaring at the Roanoke Civic Center. The fans experience a high-speed, high-impact, but family-oriented atmosphere. The kids especially know how to have a good time while supporting their Hokies. These ice skaters have what it takes to bring the ACCHL championship back to Blacksburg. What sets the ice hockey team apart from all other sports at Virginia Tech?
It's a great place to watch some hockey. It's pretty cheap, $3 for the general public, and kids under 12 free. Of course, VT students are free.
You got to come see it to know it. I mean, it's a great thing to come watch. We're a high-paced game. We're better than any other sport out there. Why aren't you going to want to come watch it?
And that's all for sports. I'm Alexis Hatfield, and good night.